It's Division III high school football playoff action from Lowell Kleinfelder Field in Canton as the Tusky Valley Trojans get ready to do battle with the Orrville Red Riders. I'm Scott Robinson along with Charlie Jones and Chuck Rest. Charlie, two teams that have taken different paths to get here.
Orrville at 9-2, Tusky Valley at 7-4. The people in the parking lot have already got Orrville winning this game. I know Dale Martini, he's going to have them ready. Look out for the Trojans.
Chuck, how about your take on the game?
Well, I think the key to the game tonight for Tusky Valley is control the football, control the clock, because Orrville, big play, big quarterback, going to be a good football game.
We'll come back with the Canal House Coaches Corner Show in a moment. Stay with us right here on Big Time Sports. And back on the Canal House Coaches Corner Show with Tusky Valley head coach Dale Martini. Dale, we saw you early in the season when things weren't going quite as well for the Trojans, but things really got rolling late in the season, and now you're here in the second round of the playoffs.
Well, it's been a strange season. You know, we got it going about third, fourth, and fifth week, and then we had Pat get injured, and we kind of had to re-identify ourselves, and it's been a strange season, but we're here, and we're happy to be here, and feel real fortunate to be here, and just having a ball.
The Orrville Red Riders, also the opponent tonight, great passing game, but they can also run the football.
Yeah, they're obviously, I mean, the statistics speak for themselves, and their record speaks for themselves, and obviously a great football team, and real challenge, and we'll see if we're up to it.
Obviously, ball control an important part of tonight's game.
Always, but more important tonight. I think we definitely have to move the chains, control the ball, and stay on the field as much as we can offensively.
Good luck tonight.
All right, thanks a lot.
Head coach Dale Martini of the Tusky Valley Trojans. We'll have more on the Canal House Coaches Corner Show in a moment. Stay with us here on Big Time Sports.
Back once again at Lowell Kleinfelder Field here at Canton Central Catholic High School. I'm Charlie Jones, and along with me now, Coach Doug Dayvault of the Orrville Red Riders. Coach, you got a smile on your face. Have you got them ready to go?
Yeah, you know what? We were just talking about it. You got to have fun when you get to this far, don't you? If you're playing in Week 12, it should be a blast. And right now, we're just having fun with everything we're doing.
Coach, you come in with a real pretty record of 9-2. Tell me quickly about your two losses.
We got beat by Dover in Week 2. They've got a great passing attack. People think we do well. They do it probably even better. They beat us. We put 28 up, but they put 55 up. So we had a hard time with them. Then we got beat in Week 7 versus Ashland. Real good Division II team. They, in fact, they're 10-0. In fact, they're 11-0 now. They won their first round playoff game. So nothing to be ashamed of.
Oh, absolutely not. 9-2 is great, Coach. Tusky Valley, your opponent tonight, comes in at 7-4. Dale Martini, this is not Dale's first rodeo. Dale is going to have them ready to play your Red Riders. What are you going to look for tonight from those Trojans?
I tell you what, I think they're good. I think they're big and strong and physical. They're going to come out and get after us. They will not quit. Everybody's touting this to be our game if we want it, and I don't feel that way. We're going to have to go out and earn this thing. That's a very good football team over there. They're well coached. They're physical. They do a lot of things well. They can run it. They can throw it, and defensively they get after you. So this is going to be a tough task for us all the way around.
I think it'll be a great game tonight for everybody to watch. I think it's a great atmosphere. We've got a nice night for football. Coach, any last words before we go back to the booth?
Nah, we're just going to go out and try to have fun.
All right, Coach, for Big Time Sports, best of luck to you, buddy. Good luck to you. All right, so there you have it. I'm Charlie Jones, and we'll be back for tonight's kickoff after you watch this.
And it's football playoff action from Lowell Kleinfelder Stadium in Canton as the Division IV matchup between the Tusky Valley Trojans and the Orrville Red Riders, our featured contest. Scott Robinson and Chuck Rest with you, along with Jay Yonders on stats for us tonight as we get ready for a good ball game between these two teams. The Tusky Valley Trojans come into the ball game 7-4. Their only losses to Waynedale, Indian Valley, Manchester, and Harrison Central. Most importantly, this is their fifth appearance in the state football playoffs. They're coming off their first victory in the playoffs against Garfield Heights Trinity last week, 26-14. Steven Spillman ended that game by running back at Trinity past 99 yards for a score as time ran out to seal the victory. He rushed for 91 yards in that one. Jeremy Spohr had 57 yards rushing, and Mike Mosley also had 91 yards in that ball game. Trojan defense is really toughened up in the playoffs after giving up 20 points per game during the regular season. They have chopped that down to 13 points per game over the last 3 games, and that certainly has allowed them to better prepare for the playoffs. They did have a couple of all Pac-7 first team selections: Brandon Beitzel, Ricky Craven, Adam Hafer, Steven Spillman, and Devin Weekly. Second team picks were Pat Kane and Mike Mosley. Kane, who missed a couple of games during the season with injury, is 68 of 129 passing for over 1,000 yards, 12 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. Steven Spillman, their leading rusher, 185 carries for over 1,100 yards and 12 touchdowns. For the Orrville Red Riders, they have a checkered history in the playoffs as they won the state title back in 1998, and it's the 19th time that they have been in the playoffs. They have lost only twice, one in week 2 against Dover, 55-27, and then they lost to Ashland, 26-18. The Red Riders broke a 3-year first-round losing streak and picked up their first playoff win since 1999 with a victory over Canton Central Catholic last weekend by a 48-27. Kyle Simmons just took over in that ball game. He was 20 of 28 for 391 yards passing, 6 touchdowns. He also had 107 yards rushing. The Red Riders led 21-0 at the end of the first quarter and never looked back. They had the Ohio Cardinal Conference Player of the Year in Kyle Simmons. Other Red Riders on the first team All-OCC: Josh Bowman, Brad Thomas, Tyler Shemanek, and Andrew Luera. For the season, Kyle Simmons passing 201 of 328 for over 2,900 yards and 28 touchdowns. Brad Thomas has rushed for better than 1,000 yards. So, Chuck, on paper, it looks like the Red Riders want to pass. The Trojans may try and mix it up, but they would like to run the ball and eat the clock.
Oh, I think that's the key, Scott, that Tusky Valley coming into the night's game and the wing tee offense that they do have, that's what they're going to want to do. Offensively, control the ball and the clock. Defensively, they're going to have to, contain Kyle Simmons and keep him down in the big play area. They want to be in the game in the fourth quarter, and I think that's going to look at them as Coach Martini is, that's going to be their best chance to win a football game. On the other hand, Orrville, very balanced, I think, to keep Tusky Valley, guessing on what they may do. Is like you said, you got Simmons, a player of the year in this conference, and just a great athlete and a great ball player. Defensively, I think they got to show right now, Tusky Valley off the bat, that defensively they're pretty good, and keep the Trojans, at bay early, and that's going to, try to frustrate Tusky Valley, get them down early like they did with Canton Central last week, and hopefully not be in the ball game, going into the fourth quarter.
This game is going to be replayed at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, so you can catch it twice. Obviously, the one you're watching and the one that you could watch tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock on Saturday. On Saturday evening, we'll have more playoff football action, this time Division III action between the Dover Tornadoes and the Cambridge Bobcats, and while that is going to be a battle as well, as those two teams have locked horns earlier in the season, and certainly it should be a great matchup as we get ready to go here, as the boss man, Charlie Jones, comes off the field. I think he gave him the thumbs up, said he could go ahead and kick it away, didn't he?
I think that was it. He told Fred Mamarella, the referee tonight, we're ready to go, Fred, so go ahead and get after it.
So the Red Riders set to go. Back deep, Sam Miller and also Isaiah Tyler, as they'll take the kick from Devin Weekly as we begin this ball game between the Tusky Valley Trojans and the Orrville Red Riders. The Red Riders in the red jerseys, Tusky Valley that you see there in white. Both teams have red as the school colors, so we would tell you that Tusky Valley is in the white uniforms. The kick, it's going to be chipped down the field. Picked up by Miller. Miller to the outside at the 35 and brought down there. On a quick tackle by Kurt Host, it'll be first down and 10 for Orrville. At quarterback number 7, Kyle Simmons, their main offensive weapon. The split end will be Brad Thomas. Ryan Ladrick will be the tight end. The flanker, Isaiah Tyler. The wingback will be Josh Graber. The tailback, Cortez McCrary. The tackles, Brenneman and Barnes. The guards, Luera and Bowman. And Josh Short, the center, as we head to a 3-wide setup out of the shotgun. Kyle Simmons set to take the first snap. The pass, they're going to go long down the field, and did he get a foot down? They're going to say he was out of bounds as they went for it early. And the Orrville Red Riders, James Weirman couldn't quite pull it in. And it'll be 2nd down and 10. Tusky Valley Trojan defense, Paul Zahler and John Seitz the tackles, Doobie and Hafer the ends, the linebackers, Mosley, Craven, and Spillman, Gergley and Beitzel at the corners, and the safeties, Jeremy Spohr and Justin Wallace, as it's 2nd down and 10. Out of the shotgun. This time the handoff straight ahead as Graber rips off big yardage out across midfield to the 49-yard line of the Trojans. And Chuck, a lot of ball faking in the backfield that's confused the Trojans early on.
Yeah, and that's what I just said a little bit ago, Scott, that I think that's going to be the thing that is going to be possibly Achilles heel for Tusky Valley tonight, that Orrville just has so many different weapons that just want to keep them off balance all night long. And like you said, they opened up the first play of the game with a long pass down the field. Then they come back here and run a little trap up the middle for about 15.
This time Simmons looks down the middle of the field. He'll take off himself. He'll have some running room. Takes down one of the officiating crew as well. And they'll have a gain of a couple of yards.
I think that's what Simmons really brings to Orrville's attack too. Is not only can they run the ball, but you just got to look at him, and one of the linebackers is going to have from Tusky Valley is going to have to account for him all evening long, because I think he'll just tuck it and run it at any point in time.
So it'll be 2nd down and 7 after the gain of 3. They'll stay out of the shotgun. This time they'll go to 4 wideouts with McCreary the setback. Simmons will take it himself. Quarterback draw, has some running room to the 30. The 25 gets a block, still on his feet, and finally ridden down near the 10-yard line by Justin Wallace. And Orrville has looked impressive early.
Yes, they have. I mean, first play of the game, they go deep, incomplete pass, but that's going to back all the secondary and up for Tusky Valley. Then they've turned around and had 3 running plays, and all 3 of them have been 10-plus yard gains. So that's one thing that Tusky Valley doesn't want to get into with Orrville's offense, is just being able to let Simmons do whatever he wants to.
Get a good look at Kyle Simmons taking off down the sideline. Finally brought down at the 11. So it'll be 1st down and 10. As Tyler in motion to the left side. They'll look at the option. Simmons, the quick pitch. McCreary dives toward the corner, but he is going to step out of bounds, it appears, just inside the 5. So nice gain by McCreary, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, Scott, you've seen them, open up and have not run one of the same plays yet tonight, where they've run the option now here a little bit. They've run up inside a couple times, and that's tough for a defense to defend, especially right out of the gates.
2nd down and 3 for the Red Riders with 10:49 to go here in the first quarter. Tyler in motion out of the shotgun. Simmons looks to the outside, forced to scramble in the back of the end zone, and it's a touchdown. The catch made there by Brad Thomas, and that'll go as a 4-yard touchdown pass.
Well, you can see right here on the replay that Simmons is going to put a guy in motion, and they haven't run to the wide side of the field yet. Looks like they were going to run the option away, and Simmons just drops back to throw the ball. Doesn't have anybody open, goes ahead and scrambles a little bit when the corner for Tusky Valley comes up. He just dumps it right over the head for a 6-pointer.
Milligan on to try the extra point. That one is up, and it is good. So it's 7-0 here with 10:41 to go in the first quarter. The Orrville Red Riders on top of the Tusky Valley Trojans. And now, Chuck, you've got to think that the first drive by the Trojans becomes even more important.
Oh, I think so, and that's the thing I'm sitting here thinking about right now, that, you give Coach Martini and everything. He's been down quite a bit this year, like he said in his pregame show, that, it's been a very interesting year for Tusky Valley. It's been up and down all year long, so it's not that his kids don't, haven't been able to handle adversity, which they have quite a bit this year. So I'm sure right now that this first drive right here for Tusky Valley is going to be a big one for him.
So Milligan will kick it away, back deep. Beitzel is back there for the Trojans, along with Steven Spillman. And there, let's get a good look at the Trojans. And Milligan ready to kick it away. .10:41 to go, first quarter. And the Red Riders on top. They're going to kick that one out of bounds. And the Trojans will have good field position to start their first drive.
And that's the thing about it. That couldn't happen any better for Tusky Valley, where they're going to come out to the 35-yard line and get to start their first offensive drive. So that definitely is in favor of the Trojans right now.
So the Tusky Valley Trojans come out with Pat Kane at quarterback. He has returned from injury. Steven Spillman's been their workhorse in the backfield. A nice 1-2 punch with Mike Mosley. They've also gotten some effective running from Jeremy Spoor as well, as they'll start out of the shotgun. Kane at the quarterback spot, ready to take the snap. Kane looks to the outside, a completion on the far sideline as Brandon Beitzel with the catch. Let's take a look at the offensive lineup for the Tusky Valley Trojans. Pat Kane at quarterback, Mosley the fullback, Spoor the flanker, Beitzel the wide receiver, Doobie at tight end, Steven Spillman splitting some time at flanker, the tackles Hafer and Geisinger, Craven and Seitz the guards, Jeremy Warfield at center here on second down. On the run, the Trojans out near the 40-yard line as Spillman has a chance for a couple of yards there. The Red Riders with Carraza at the nose guard, the tackles, Mitchell and Luera, Shimonik, Ladrick and Bowman, along with McCreary at the linebacker spots, the corners, Simmons and Tyler, Graber and Thomas, the safeties. Here on 3rd down and 4. In motion is Spoor. Kane under pressure, rolls to his left. Pass is going to be incomplete and intercepted by Thomas. He's got clear running room. And another touchdown early for Orrville. So Brad Thomas this time with the pickoff. And he takes it back.
Well, as we see here, in motion by Tusky Valley, try to get to the wide side of the field. They're going to go ahead. Kane's going to go ahead and roll to his left a little bit. Almost got sacked right there. Just tried to dump it off for just a first down pickup to Spillman right there, and just a little bit over, and Thomas just takes it in for 6.
45 yards on the interception return for a touchdown, and things could not have started much worse for the Trojans. Simmons on to hold. Milligan the extra point. That is good. And it is quickly 14-0 here with 9:22 to go in the first quarter. On the Groves Towing Service scoreboard, if you need a tow, give Groves a call, 330-308-TOWS. Trojans have got to be shell-shocked.
Oh, I think they are right now. I think that was a big thing with them. I'm sure Coach Martini, that's what he practiced all week was, control the line of scrimmage, control the ball, control the clock, and, Orrville, of course, gets the kickoff, start the game, takes it down for 7 points. Then here we go, turn around and throw an interception, and now all of a sudden they're looking at a 14-0 deficit against a pretty good Red Rider football team.
Gergley and Beitzel back standing on their own 5-yard line here as they're down 14-0, just about 2 minutes and 40 seconds into the first quarter. And it'll be Milligan to kick it away for the Red Riders. Very active first quarter. And the kick this time will scoot down the field. Spillman will pick it up. And out to about the 32-yard line where the Trojans will start it. Excitement's finally come back to the World Wide Web thanks to the most exciting website in the world, www.bigtimesportsohio.com, the new website of Big Time Sports. And don't forget, you can get a lot of the sports action on there, video clips of recent games, even a way to buy a DVD copy of the games. So log on to www.bigtimesportsohio.com. First down and 10 for the Tusky Valley Trojans with 9:16 to go. And not much running room there for the Trojans, as Kane took it himself. Not sure if that was by design necessarily.
Yeah, I think that was just almost like a quarterback follow right there, where they were going to let the fullback take it up in there and just lead him through on the linebacker and let him pick up. Right now, you got to calm your football team down, get the jitters down here a little bit, just get some positive yardage, being down 14-0, and that was pretty safe play for him.
Gurgley and Wallace come wide to the left side. A 3 wide out set. Kane will drop back, looks across the middle and to the outside to Gurgley. And they'll say it's complete to the 40-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and short, about 2 yards. Tusky Valley, nice, safe couple of plays there.
That's the key to it right there, is they just got to throw everything underneath, just move the ball down the field a little bit. And like we said, take some time off the clock, try to get themselves back in the football game.
This time, Weekly will come wide to the left side along with Gurgley. Mosley and Spillman in the backfield along with Kane. Kane looks to the outside, not much running room there, and depending on the spot of the football, looks like they will have the first down as Beitzel makes the catch. At the 45-yard line, it's a first down for Tusky Valley.
Showed right there the arm strength of Kane, because he had to zip that one right in there real quick, because Orrville was playing up close on defense, and he threw that ball right in there for a Tusky Valley first down.
Trojans are playing with fire, though. They got burned once. They're trying to throw that out pattern where there's nobody there. If it gets picked off, it's 6 the other way. First down and 10. Kane looks again to the outside, and again at completion as Beitzel makes the catch. Gain of 9, 2nd down and 1.
Well, I think it puts them in a good position right now to run the football here and pick up a first down, and again move the chains and move the clock.
That certainly is something they're going to have to put some points on the board now, without question, down 14-0 early. But this is a little bit of a confidence booster as they are moving the football. Kane rolling to his left, under pressure, in trouble, throws it away. It was intended for Spillman, and it'll be 3rd down. So that was really a throwaway play anyway, a chance to maybe make a big play. Now they'll concentrate on 3rd and 1.
Well, I've noticed so far when Kane rolls out one way or the other, that Tusky Valley's offensive line is not protecting the backside very well here, and they're getting pressure on Kane right off the get-go, and I think that's something they're going to have to look out. And, Kane can run the football pretty well too, so give him the option to run a pass if you can get him some time to throw the ball.
Kane will take it under center as they come out in the eye. The handoff to Spillman. He'll have some running room, and tripped up at the 34-yard line. He got through that first line of defenders, and it was off to the races.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what Tusky Valley needed right there, was a just nice big gain on the ground, just to give them offense some confidence that they will be able to move the football on the ground a little bit.
So it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Trojans at the Orrville 34-yard line. Some life for Tusky Valley as a good look at Pat Kane. The pass caught by Weekly to the 31-yard line. Gain of a couple.
Like you said a minute ago, Scott, that's just a nice, safe, play for them right now. They're letting them have it. Orrville's letting them have that little out. It's gaining, 3-4 yards at a clip. So, realistically, that's just as good as a run as long as you can play pitch and catch with it.
Trojans, as Coach Martini mentioned in our pregame show, it's really been kind of an up and down year. They didn't start out very well, but they came on late in the season, and that led the drive to the playoffs. Kane to the outside, intercepted again. Could be another score here as Tyler waits for a block, and now it's up the sidelines. One man to beat, 10-5, touchdown. Another interception return for a score by the Orrville Red Riders. We'll get another look at it here.
Well, all they were just throwing there was an out pattern. The only thing is they were throwing it to the wide side of the field, which gives the Orrville defender just a couple more seconds to look at where the ball was gone, and he was playing right there pretty close on him and just stepped inside of him and picked it off, and and went the other way for a touchdown.
We'll call it 72 yards. Ricky Craven making a last gasp effort as Milligan on to try another extra point. And that one is good. It's 21-0. Orrville with the lead here with 5:45 to go in the first quarter. A Sweet 16 game. The winner will go on to play next weekend. And it could be Cardinal Mooney or Perry from Lake County.
Yeah, and
awaiting the winner of this one.
I think Cardinal Mooney has a pretty solid football team this year also. I think they're 10-0 now. They only played 9 games this year in the regular season, but everybody from up around there said that they're the real deal too. So unless Tusky Valley can get something going here, it looks like Orrville might be their opponent. And you got to give Tusky Valley credit. They moved the ball that last series. I think that they just got to get a little bit of consistency here on what they're going to do.
Well, ironically, it's not Orrville's offense that's done the damage, it's the defense.
Right. 2 interceptions for scores, and then the first offensive series, they were able to take the ball down in about 65 yards and score with their offense. So you can see that Orrville is a pretty solid football team.
I'm sure Tusky Valley wanted to frustrate Kyle Simmons but not by letting him sit on the bench while the defense scores. And that one is going to be a touchback into the end zone. So Tusky Valley will start on the 20-yard line. And we'll see if the Trojans can put something together here, as they have been able to move the ball some, but a couple of costly mistakes have put them in a deep hole early.
Yeah, you're going to look at it right now. We say that they needed to control the clock and control the football. The time of possession is going Tusky Valley's way right now, but 2 out of the 3 scores have been by long interception returns, so that doesn't bode well for the Trojans right now.
First down and 10. Trojans take it straight up the middle, and not much there, as Spillman will take it out to maybe the 22-yard line. Yeah, they're going to mark it at the 22. Gain of 2, second down and 8.
Well, I think that's the thing, too, that, Tusky Valley's got to continue to do what they do, mix the pass and the run up, because I think now if they just try to become one-dimensional and put the running game down just so, Orrville can't be on, score anymore defensively, that may shut them down a little bit, too, because I think Orrville's defense is pretty solid.
Second down and 8 out of the shotgun. Kane drops back, looks to the outside. It's caught out there by Doobie. The tight end has some running room and gets upended at the 47-yard line. Acrobatic tackle, and Doobie looks like he came up maybe with a twisted ankle. Chains will move, though. Nice catch and run. As we have a look at...
Yeah, as you look right there, Doobie just kind of run a little tight end delay right there, let all the defenders scoot back a little bit, and then he just ran out to the flat, made a nice catch on it, nice run after the play.
First down and 10. Kane drops back, looks to go long. Weakley is out there, and it's overthrown. Good coverage by Orrville that time as they were in position.
Well, it just seems like right now when Tusky Valley's wanted to just stay in their drop back set and throw the ball down the field, they're getting a lot of pressure from 1 or 2 Orrville players, and that time you can see too that Kane ended up on his back, and that's something you're going to have to do with him, is give him a little bit of time to throw the ball if you're going to throw it down the field.
Second down and 10 after the incompletion. Orrville up 21-0 over Tusky Valley here in the first quarter with 4:36 to go. The handoff to Mosley. Not much room to run. Might have gotten to midfield. So a short gain. They will spot it right at midfield. And a face mask penalty against the Orrville Red Riders. So there will be some additional yardage tacked on here, and it'll be another first down. Well, check it. It will not be a first down. Not enough yardage. An incidental 5-yarder. And it'll be second down and short. Second down and 2 from the 45-yard line for Tusky Valley. Spoor in motion, the handoff straight ahead. And Mosley piles ahead for the first down at the 40-yard line. So again, Tusky Valley moving the football. They just haven't been able to close the deal.
Exactly. I mean, they're doing what they need to do right now. Just get some consistency in their offense, pick up first downs, move the chains, move the clock a little bit, get one on the board right now if they can here, and that's going to give them some confidence going into play the defense again.
Beitzel comes wide to the left side. They've used some effective short passing routes for him to gain some yardage on offense. This time straight ahead, Mosley nowhere to go, maybe back to the line of scrimmage. That was sniffed out nicely by Orrville, the tackle by Ryan Ladrick. So short gain, we'll call it of 1, second down and 9. Weekly and Wallace, wide right. Gurgley to the bottom of your screen here on second down and 10. Kane looks to fire, in trouble, taken down. As the Red Riders, Andrew Luera there to make the sack back at the 47-yard line.
Well, that's the thing we're seeing right now, Scott, is that when he stays in that pocket, he's just not getting enough time to look down the field. He's looking at his first receiver, and by the time he looks for number 2, he's got somebody from Orrville right on him right now, and that's just making it tough for him to complete another pass other than the first look he has.
Clock rolling down to 2:40 to go here in the first quarter. The Trojans facing third down and 17. Spillman in motion, and we'll have too much time on the Trojans. And boy, you want to take time off the clock, but you certainly don't want to take so much time off the clock you get penalized 5 yards for it.
Yeah, that's the thing they don't want to do right now. They were just moving the football. Now in 2 plays they've lost about 20 yards, and that's something they can ill afford to have happen to them right now.
So it'll be third down and 22. Now from the 49-yard line of the Trojans. Tusky Valley with it. And they've got a long way to go. This time they'll come out with split backs in the backfield. Spillman in motion to the right side. Kane with the fake. The pass intercepted as McCreary has it again for the Red Riders. Threatening to go all the way, but he gets upended by Pat Kane. And that's the third interception here in the first quarter thrown by the Trojans. So McCreary.
Well, again, they rolling Kane out, give him a little bit of time. You can see, again, pressure by Orrville, made him throw the ball a little bit high. Every high pass he's thrown tonight has been intercepted by Orrville. So, he's just not getting the time to be able to set his feet and throw the football.
So it was a flag on the Red Riders. And the penalty will be marked back to about the 36-yard line, where Orrville will start first down and 10. So Kyle Simmons will come on to lead the offense. McCreary, two-way starter, playing linebacker and also the starting running back. And now the offense for Orrville on the field for just the second time tonight, even though they lead it 21-0. The handoff to McCreary, has some running room, breaks to the outside at midfield and tripped up by a shoestring tackle as Jeremy Spoor makes the stop for the Trojans.
Oh, McCreary's a nice-sized kid you got in there at fullback that can make some stuff happen up in the inside. He's just, he's about 6'2", about 210 pounds, and that's a pretty nice Division IV running back.
First down and 10 for the Red Riders as Tyler and Thomas come wide to the right side. This time under center is Simmons. He'll roll to his right. Looks long's got a man open out there as Tyler is there, and he drops the football at the 5-yard line, and that had touchdown all over it.
Yes, it did. He He beat the defender by Tusky Valley because he was sitting there thinking that Simmons was going to roll out here and possibly run the football, and Tyler just got right behind him. His ball was put right on the money. He just took his eye off of it right there as he was bringing it in, and for an incomplete pass, which is a big plus for Tusky Valley.
Tusky Valley dodging a bullet there.
Well, so far it's been all big plays for Orrville.
See if they'll go back to that play or if they'll find another in their arsenal. They have got it all offensively. Simmons rolling to his right. Intended for Thomas, incomplete at the 25-yard line. Jeremy Spohr with coverage. And they'll bring the football back out to the 45-yard line. It'll be third down.
Well, it looks like
check it. It'll just be second down.
Looks like one thing about Orrville that they don't have any problem running or passing on. It seems like right now on whatever down they have, and so again helps Tusky Valley right here with the hold on Orrville, so that puts them back a little bit more.
So they're trying to determine where the penalty occurred and where it'll be marked off from. And they'll mark off 10 yards, which will put them back inside of the 40-yard line. So it'll be second down and a bunch for the Trojans, or for the Red Riders, rather. So on the long second down, Simmons under center, rolling to his right. Craven trying to catch him. The ball is overthrown as it was intended for Josh Graber.
Well, Graber was in motion right there, and they kind of run a little bit of throwback pass right there as they just sent him in motion and ran him right down the sidelines where he had a head of steam to outrun Tusky Valley's linebacker, and Simmons just threw it a little bit inside, and he couldn't quite get to it.
Ricky Craven with good pressure that time on Simmons, and it'll be third down at about 25. Give or take a yard. This time they'll go shotgun with trips right. 5 wideouts will be in the pattern. Tusky Valley will rush 3. Simmons is going to air it out. He's got a man out there, and it's again dropped at the 15-yard line. Out there was James Weeman, and they dropped 2 potential touchdown passes as we get another look.
Yes, they did. They just took their wide receiver and just ran him on a streak pattern right down the field. And again, Simmons put the ball right on the money. He just couldn't ask for a better throw right there. And they've given up 2 possible touchdowns right there with incomplete passes. Good thing for Tusky Valley right here. Orrville has to punt.
It's hard to tell how Simmons could play any better than he's played so far here in this first quarter. He has put the ball on the money. Fourth down, a high snap, but the kick away by Werntz. Tusky Valley will field it and immediately shut down at the 22-yard line. Here with 1:12 to play in the first quarter. The Orrville Red Riders up on the Tusky Valley Trojans, 21-0 here in Division 4 football playoff action from Lowell Kleinfelder Stadium in Canton. So the Trojans will have it, first down and 10. Pace of the game has settled down a little bit, and that may be to Tusky Valley's advantage.
Yeah, Tusky Valley's just got to get a good drive here and get something on the board and pick up that sideline a little bit.
Doobie in motion. This time the quick handoff to Spillman. Ahead across the 25, out maybe to the 26-yard line.
Again, like we said, Scott, Tusky Valley is moving the ball offensively. They just seem to, in crucial times turn the ball over, and, it's cost them 14 points so far on giving up, their 21 for the first quarter.
Second down and 6 after the gain of 4. As we're beginning to wind down this first quarter of action. Another handoff. Could be the final play here of the first quarter, as the Trojans have nowhere to go as Mike Mosley stopped. Actually lose maybe 2 yards, and it'll be 3rd down and 8. That'll be the final play here of the first quarter of action, with the Orrville Red Riders leading the Tusky Valley Trojans 21-0. Stay with us for second quarter action upcoming on Big Time Sports. Ready for second quarter action here, a 3rd down play for the Trojans to defend. Actually, for the Trojans to work against the Orrville Red Riders here. Got to learn that white is Tusky Valley, red is Orrville, and I'll be in good shape. Good look there at the Trojans. As Pat Kane in the shotgun. Kane looks across the middle, nobody there. And it will be 4th down, and Tusky Valley will have to punt the football away.
Well, that was a big series for him, I think, right here. This is something it just seems like Orrville right now offensively is just a split second off of having, a couple more touchdowns on the board, because, like we said, Simmons is throwing the football pretty well right now, and that's what Tusky Valley wants to do, is control the football, and they needed a 1st down on that last series.
Spillman averaging 36 yards of punt throughout the season, and he'll get it away. As the Red Riders will have the return on, they have an opportunity to the outside as Andrew Kleinfelder with it returns it deep in Tusky Valley territory, and Orrville is going to be at point blank range to begin this drive.
Yeah, short field for Orrville right now. That's something that they do not need.
So the Red Riders will take it over as the ball will be spotted at the Tusky Valley 28-yard line. Kyle Simmons will settle in the shotgun position, with the Red Riders dominating the first half so far. McCreary, the handoff straight up the middle. Inside the 20, down near the 17-yard line. It doesn't even look like they can phase him when they hit him. They have got to gang tackle him to bring him down.
Yeah, you definitely got to take his ankles out from under him right now, and I think it looks like you got to take both of them out to get that big boy on the ground.
1st down and 10 for the Red Riders at the Tusky Valley 17-yard line. Just underway in the second half. Scott Robinson and Chuck Rest with you. Charlie Jones will be with us at halftime. Simmons will take it himself, has some running room, cuts it back to the outside, and he is going to score. A 17-yard run by Kyle Simmons. And Orrville again.
Like you see, he just faked the ball right up in there to McCrary, and then just took that quarterback follow, and the speed that he has, or I should say the quickness that he has to break the line of scrimmage, just carried him right into the end zone on that run.
So Milligan on to try the extra point out of the Simmons hold. Good snap and placement. The kick is up, and it is good. So it is 28-0. The Orrville Red Riders on top of the Tusky Valley Trojans. And the Trojans really looking for some answers right now.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. And it just seems like offensively they are moving the football, doing what they want to do, but, put themselves in a hole each time, either with an interception or they've had the punt, and they just can't quite get the ball in the end zone right now.
The Red Riders won the state championship in 1998. They have not won a playoff game until last week since 1999. They had been in, I believe, 3 years in a row, in 03, 04, and 05, and lost in the first round each time. They picked up the win over Canton Central Catholic last weekend, and they are leading this ball game against Tusky Valley. The winner of this one will move on to the Elite Eight. So Milligan on to kick it away again here with 11:17 to go in the second quarter. Coming up at halftime, we'll have the Buckeye Career Center halftime report. As the ball picked up by Brandon Beitzel. Beitzel skips through a couple of tackles, got some running room to the outside, and they finally make the stop. Just across the 25-yard line. And the Trojans will have decent field position. That's one of the more exciting plays we've had for the Trojans here.
Yeah, that was a nice run back by Weitzel. He come in there and got in his wedge and then was able to carry the ball up through there a little bit and almost had, one more tackle to break, and he could have been down the sidelines for the Trojans.
So Tusky Valley with it, first down and 10 at the 29-yard line. Kane will come out in the shotgun. He'll take the snap, drop straight back, in trouble, and he is going to be put down hard at the 20-yard line. Loss of about 8 on the play at the 21, so it'll be second down and 18.
Well, you see Tusky Valley coming out right now. Again, no chance to throw the football, set his feet to throw. Now they're going to their 2-minute offense to see if they can't do some things here for him.
Kane to the outside, and it's incomplete. And it will be third down.
Well, Spillman was wide open right there on that little out pattern for him, and which would have picked up a nice gain for him and put him in third and short, but dropped the pass right there. And now again we put him in third and long again, and that's things that they cannot afford to do tonight.
Well, you and I saw Tusky Valley run through the 2-minute drill earlier in the season, I believe against Garaway, and they did a great job with that hurry-up offense.
They ran it to perfection that night.
Third down and 18 out of the shotgun. 3 wideouts. Kane looks for the screen. They'll give it to him underneath to Spillman. And not much there as he is brought down at the 25-yard line. He'll have to drop back and kick it away.
Well, that's the thing right there. When you get a big rush, that the way Orrville rushes the quarterback, you think that a screen would be there, but their linebackers are pretty quick and pretty athletic to the football, and there on that screen, they just, looked like everything was open, but Orrville shuts it down.
So it will be Andrew Kleinfelder back along with Sam Miller, as Spillman's punt is going to be fielded by Kleinfelder, and he has got some running room to the outside, to the 40, down to the 35. And again, a short field for Orrville, which certainly does not help the Tusky Valley cause.
No, I'm looking at this Orrville football team. They seem like they're pretty solid in all phases of the football game right now.
You start to look at the fact that Dover beat Orrville 55-27. What a game that must have been for the Tornadoes, because Orrville's got a nice football team.
Yes, they do.
First down and 10 for the Red Riders, as Simmons in the shotgun with McCreary lined up behind him. Kleinfelder, the fake. Simmons rolling to his right. Has a man out there. It's Thomas. Sidesteps one of the tacklers and heads toward the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Orrville. A 33-yard touchdown pass from Simmons to Brad Thomas, and that's Thomas's second touchdown, actually third touchdown of the game.
Well, if you look at that right there, you can see he's rolling around, rolling to his right-hand side. He's got plenty of room to run the football, and Thomas just sitting right out there in the flats, makes a nice move right there on Tusky Valley defender and takes it right into the end zone for 6.
So with 9:42 to go here in the second quarter, Orrville threatening to run away with this one. Milligan's extra point is up and good. It's 35-0. As the Red Riders have shown they mean business tonight.
Yes, they do, and I'll tell you, looking at their football team, and like we just said, they look like they're pretty solid in all phases of the game. The thing about it is they play in a heck of a conference up there, and they're one of the smallest teams in the conference. You're playing Worcester and Mansfield Madison, Mansfield
Ashland.
Senior, Ashland, who's in the playoffs and went undefeated this year. Orrville. I mean, there's some pretty good football teams, let alone the size of schools that they play against. And, they've got to be week in and week out a pretty solid football team, and it kind of shows tonight.
One of my old college buddies, Scott Valentine, the coach at Ashland, and doing a great job turning that program around. As Milligan ready to kick it away for the Red Riders. And the Trojans to receive. With 9:42 to go here in the first half of action. The kick fielded by Beitzel at the 10. He's trying to get to the left side, see if they can get some blocking. Beitzel dancing and not much room to run over there as he is taken down hard out across the 25-yard line. Hey, don't forget Rainbow Party Rentals. They're ready to party with cookouts, pool parties, luau's, any type of winter function you can think of as well. They have the supplies you need at Rainbow. If you need some ideas, their staff can help you put together a fantastic party. That's Rainbow Party Rentals, 318 East 4th Street in Dover. Open weekdays 10 till 6, Saturdays till 3. As we have an injury on the field. Looks like one of the Tusky Valley players on the far side. Don't know if that might be Brandon Beitzel. He took a pretty big hit on that far side. Don't forget this replay, if you're watching it on Friday night, will also air on Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock on Channel 99. So you get a good look at the Orrville Red Rider cheerleaders. And then Saturday night, it's Dover versus Cambridge high school football playoff action. The Big Time Sports will be there as well. And we hope that you'll watch that over the weekend on Channel 99. So the medical staff still attending to the injured Trojan on the far side of the field. As we have come to a standstill here with 9.5 minutes to go. And don't forget that Prestige Creative Marketing is offering you DVD copies of any game broadcast on Big Time Sports. Give Prestige Creative Marketing a call at 330-339-5100. Ask for Jason or Mike, or our buddy Aaron for that matter, and they'll get you fixed right up. First down and 10 for the Trojans. As Kane across the middle's got a man open. And it's Mosley with the catch. Thomas will bring him down. The gain out to the 30-yard line. So a pickup of 4. It'll be second down and 6.
Well, positive play right out of the bat for Tusky Valley here again, and on first down. And this is just things that they need to do. I think they just got to go in, regroup a little bit. I'm sure that 35-0 right now doesn't look very promising for the Trojans, but be positive here, get some positive yards, get the ball in the end zone.
Kane drops back under a heavy rush, throws it up downfield, and that almost could be offensive pass interference. No call. We'll take it back for third down and 6. Looked like there was some hand-to-hand combat going on there. But the Trojans will have another opportunity here as the clock stopped with 8:44 to go here in the second quarter.
Well, I think Coach Martini right now is just struggling to, get something positive here, get some first downs, and again, take some time off the clock.
Third down, shotgun, Kane, across the middle, intercepted by the Red Riders again. This time one of the linemen came up with it as the throw a little bit too low. And a great catch.
Oh, good rush, good push right there by Orrville right at the beginning.
Tyler Shemanek.
Shemanek just jumps up in the air.
Great camera work there,
yes,
too.
Yes, it was. Great camera work on that, and he just jumps right up in the air and just takes that ball. And again, nothing. I guess it's one of those things that if it's gone wrong, everything's gone wrong for the Trojans tonight.
That's the 4th interception by Pat Kane here in the first half as Simmons under center. They hand off to the Red Riders, and they're going to take it all the way. It's number 36, Adam Bowers, with the 19-yard carry.
Well, just run a little bit of motion, give the ball to the motion man right here, and he's able to go on just like a little inside trap and take it right into the end zone for him. So you can see right now that Orrville's got a lot of weapons, and it seems like tonight there, every one of them is getting into the action.
So Milligan will come on to try the extra point. High snap, they get the placement down, the kick is away, and it's good. So with 8:31 to go here in the second quarter, it's 42-0. The Orrville Red Riders over the Tusky Valley Trojans. And I'm sure that Dale Martini would like to wind the clock back about an hour and start over.
Yeah, I think that would be the big positive things that they could have.
It's just so difficult, you know, and there's still 8.5 minutes to go. They're down 42-0. And certainly it will be difficult to come back from that type of deficit, as that is a big hole, 42-0. And what do you tell your kids at halftime? I mean, it's very difficult. The kids know how that'll work out. I mean, they can pretty well tell.
Well, I think the thing you start talking to right now is, hey, guys, you know, we're just happy to be where we got to. We were fortunate last week to win and, you know, get to the final 16 right here. We've had a great season. Nothing went right so far in the first half. Let's just go out and keep our heads up and play Tusky Valley football.
So the Trojans, one of the up men will take it. Looks like it's Mosley, and he'll return it out near the 35-yard line. It'll be first down and 10. Penalty flag goes down. Maybe a late hit on the sideline. And that may tag on some yardage for Tusky Valley, as we'll get the call from the field. So a personal foul on the late hit. That'll move it 15 yards ahead. And Tusky Valley will get great field position to start this drive at their own 49-yard line.
Well, that's just things that they need right now. And Scott, we just keep saying every time that they come out of the out on the offensive side of the ball, they just need some positive things happen to them and put some points on the board, just to, you know, make them feel like that they can do some positive things tonight.
Kane, the handoff to Spoor, and Spoor will gain a couple into Red Rider territory at the 49-yard line. Quick gain of 2. Yeah, we'll call that a positive for him. That'll be second down.
Yeah, I think Coach Martini right now looks up the clock and sees, oh, there's 8 minutes to go yet in the second quarter. Let's just, you know, take about 6 minutes of that clock off and get down there and put 6 on the board.
Yeah, let's run this football here. We haven't had much success passing. Maybe we'll try to let our line do some of the work here. Second down. Kane looks to pass. That time Doobie's got it at the 35 and inside the 30 before the Red Riders able to bring him down. Cortez McCrary with the tackle. It'll be a first down for Tusky Valley.
Got a flag back here deep right here called by the referee. So let's see what, now we got a personal foul on Tusky Valley, and that's something that they didn't need, which was probably completely away from the play. Doobie's had 2 nice catches for Tusky Valley tonight on that tight end delay, and looks like maybe they could keep going, and I'm not sure right here what happened. That I think it looks like number 76 might have had a personal foul called in for Tusky Valley.
So it will be still second down. By the time they put the penalty spot back, it'll be at the 41-yard line of the Trojans. And since it happened after the play was over, even though they had a first down, they'll bring it back and it'll still be first down. At least that's what the marker says here. I think they might want to straighten that out.
Yeah, I think that was still while the play was going on, so I would think that would be a second down from after the spot of the foul.
So the officiating crew has got to get their yardage correct here. And if it was a close game, it probably would be a lot more critical, but they want to get it right.
That's a discussion they're having with Coach Martini on the sideline. Obviously, Coach probably not in much of a...
Well, like we said, you know, Tusky Valley seems like they're doing something right, something positive for them offensively, and then they get a penalty or end up getting an incomplete pass and end up having to punt the football. And right now, like you said, that, you know, Orrville scored offensively and defensively, and it's just right now not Tusky Valley's night.
So they will get the chain situation straightened out. And my guess is it'll be 1st and 25.
Yeah, it looks like that's what it's going to end up being.
Bill Alderman, what are you sorting out down there in terms of this?
Hey, don't forget George Gessner and the employees at Newton Asphalt Paving wish all the area teams the very best this season. For the best in asphalt paving for church, school, playgrounds, or tennis courts, call the professionals. Call Newton Asphalt Paving at 330-878-5648. That's Newton Asphalt Paving at 330-878-5648. Kane under a huge rush. Intercepted again. And everyone's getting an opportunity for an interception here. Another defensive lineman making the interception there, and I believe that it's number 54. That's Ken Trell. Or let's see who it really was here.
64.
64.
Yeah, I think it was number 64.
So we'll have to go to the roster
get
for
to
that
the
one.
roster. They got a few of their backups in right now.
Dre Williams that makes the interception. And the Trojans suffer a 5th interception here in the first half. And the Trojans have to defend the short field again as Simmons will take it himself this time. Breaks a tackle at the 15 down to the 14. The ball got loose the way it looks. And they will make a determination, and they're going to say it's still Orrville football. Tusky Valley did a nice job kind of twisting Simmons around. He must have lost control of it. And then they were able to poke it loose, but Orrville got it back. So it'll be 1st down and 10 at the 13-yard line for the Orrville Red Riders. Clock rolling down to 6:48 to play here in the second quarter. Kleinfelder will get the handoff, cuts it up inside to the 5 and into the end zone. A 13-yard touchdown run by Andrew Kleinfelder.
Well, they ran that play a couple series back, and he scored on the same play that just takes that sweep from, seemed like a wing back sweep from him, and cuts it right up in there and uses his blockers well and takes it right into the end zone.
So Milligan on to try another extra point. And it's up. And it's good. So it is 49-0 here with 6.5 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Well, you're in a situation, Jay, right now. You've got 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go, and it's 49-0. When do you put your second group in? That's what you look at, because you're in a playoff game. Basically you're going to win it tonight. Okay, I mean, this would take some kind of miracle for Tusky Valley to come back, but what do? Do you let them play here a little bit in the second quarter and then come back with your first unit to start out the third quarter? But then on the other hand, you don't want to let your first group not play a whole bunch right now, for this ball game, because you're going to move on next week and play again.
And how do you tell your kids not to try and score?
Well, I don't think in football, I think that's kind of tough. That you get in a situation. I mean, you can always run the football, do whatever you need to do, but again, kid's going to run, and he's going to run hard, and if he gets in the end zone, that just happens.
Weitzel again with the kickoff return. This time, nice return out to the 35-yard line, and Tusky Valley will have it again.
Well, Scott, Tusky Valley's had really decent field position tonight. When they start on offense, it just seems like every time they do move the ball, they either throw an interception or they get a couple penalties that put them back in, first, second, third, and long.
You just can't overcome that many turnovers and expect to win a ball game.
No, you can't.
This time, a run formation, Spoor in motion. They hand off straight ahead to Mosley. He'll gain maybe a yard or so.
You know, and I think Coach Martini's sitting here again with 6 minutes to go in the half thinking, you know, I just need to run the football, run the clock. And if Orrville's, you know, looks like they're a good enough football team, if they know you just are one-dimensional right now, they're going to stack the box and they're going to be able to shut you down there also.
Gurgley wide to the left side. Spoor in the slot to the right. Mosley and Spillman lined up behind Kane. Kane rolling to the left. The blitz is on. He's in trouble. Gets away from it. And the pass is broken up as Spoor, the intended receiver, out near the 47-yard line. So the Trojans faced with 3rd down now and 9. You're in a difficult situation. You really don't want to have to pass the football. And the odds of running for 9 yards against Orrville have been pretty slim tonight.
Yes, they have, and that's the thing. You're in a precarious situation right now. What do you do?
We'll see here shortly on 3rd down and 9. The Trojans trailing 49-0. Kane the handoff, and Mosley has nowhere to go. And Orrville will once again get the football back, probably with decent field position. So Spillman will drop back to kick it away. Kleinfelder will drop deep along with Sam Miller. And it's 4th down and 10 for the Trojans. Good snap. This time Spillman hits a rocket. Miller has it, and he's taken down immediately by the Trojans. So good hustle down on coverage teams by the Trojans. And it'll be 1st down and 10 for Orrville, back at their own 20-yard line.
Well, right now Orrville's going to put in a new quarterback here, Scott, and let's see who we got on the roster in number 10 for him.
And that is Tyler Bates is into the ball game. And he will take over here with 5:04 to go in the 2nd quarter, as McCrary has some running room. Just kind of hopping along out close to another 1st down at the 30-yard line.
Well, I think that's the thing it is right now. You take Simmons out, you put Bates in, give him a little bit of, experience here. Orrville still got their first unit in pretty much on offense, but I'm sure right now with the 49-point lead that, they'll keep the ball on the ground here this series and just probably give McCrary and his teammates a little bit of chance to run the football.
4 wideouts, they'll show the option. Bates will take it himself. And Bates will get out to about the 39-yard line.
You know, I looked at Orrville's roster to start the ball game. They only start 4 seniors on offense. The thing about it is the 4 seniors are pretty doggone good football players for them. But they're one of those schools. I think they're just football oriented, and it seems like they just reload every year.
2nd down and short. As the handoff this time inside to Michael McMorrow, and he will have the 1st down. So Orrville moving the football. This time they've decided to keep it on the ground. Clock rolling down to 3:50 to go here in the 2nd quarter, with a 49-0 lead for Orrville. In the backfield is McMorrow along with Bates. And Bates rolling to his right, looks to pass, has a man out there, and it is incomplete. We had to wait on the delayed call. Pass was intended out there for Brad Thomas. And we've got a flag down.
Had a few penalties this first half also.
So a motion penalty against Orrville. And see if they back him up 5 yards here. going to be interesting to see how the dynamic might change in the second half, given the fact of the big lead here at halftime.
Well, that's what we talked about here a few minutes ago. You know, if you're in Orrville's situation, you know, how long do you put your first team in the second half, even if you do put your team in, the first team in the second half. So, but again, you know, you got to keep your timing and everything at this point in time of the season. So it will be interesting what Orrville comes out to do.
Orrville out of the shotgun. The handoff to Mario Wright. That play never looked like it was going to get off the ground from the start.
No, it just didn't look like the timing was right there by the snap of the ball and where Wright was to get the handoff. So, again, you know, Tusky Valley, maybe they can get the ball back here possibly one more time before half and see what they can do with it.
Second down and 15. Maybe even a little bit farther than that. We'll call it 18. As Bates will take the shotgun snap. Looks to go long, airs it out. Man is down there, and it's incomplete. Intended out there for James Weeman. Tell you what, Bates has got a gun on him as well.
I was just saying that right there. The first time he threw the ball over in the on the out pattern, and he shot that one right in there. And there he goes throwing the ball 35 yards down the field, and you know was just one step off of that receiver.
I'm sure Tusky Valley is just hoping to get to the halftime break here without letting it get any worse.
That's what I said. Let's see what Tusky Valley hold them right here and make them punt the football for the first time tonight, and maybe get a chance on offense again.
Bates is going to take it himself, spreads out the defense, has some running room, has the first down and more to the 43-yard line of the Trojans, and the chains will move, and Orrville will keep the football.
There went that idea, huh, Scott? I mean, you know, that again, there with that first offensive unit in there and the backup quarterback, they're still moving the football pretty well.
So first down and 10. Orrville with the lead over Tusky Valley, 49-0 here on the Groves Towing Service scoreboard. The handoff inside to Michael McMorrow, and he is close to another first down at the 34-yard line. Looks just short, and it'll be second down. I don't think Orrville's in any particular hurry, although they, they may want to put another one on the board anyway.
Well, I think you look at, as long as you're going to run the football and pick up yardage like that, I could see them scoring again if they got the opportunity.
Bates out of the shotgun, the handoff to McMorrow. This time, McMorrow has enough for the first down. With 1:30 to go here in the second quarter. Scott Robinson and Chuck Rest with you on Big Time Sports. It'll be the Buckeye Career Center halftime report coming up. Charlie Jones may have a couple of interviews lined up here for halftime, so we'll take it down to the field to him here in a little while.
It looks like with about 1:15 to go, Orrville's going to be pretty, pretty patient here and probably a couple more plays and go to halftime.
The handoff to McMorrow. Looks to get to the outside. Has some running room. And taken out of bounds. They're going to mark the football. Clock will continue to roll. And it's second down and 5 after the gain of 5. Bates this time will take it under center with 30 seconds to go in the first half. The handoff to Graber. Ball's loose, but they're going to say he was down. And that will still not be the end of the first half, as we've got an injured player down for Orrville. And it looks like maybe number 75. That's Cameron Barnes that's down.
I think that's their starting offensive tackle there, isn't it, for him, Scott? So that's something that they probably would not want to lose him.
Well, we'll see what transpires here as they take a look at him. Hey, don't forget, Newhouse Printing started out in the printing business a long time ago, and they're still the Tuscarawas Valley's premier commercial printer after all of these years. If you need high-quality printing and design with quick turnaround, Newhouse Printing is at your service. Anything from business cards, envelopes, full-color catalogs, direct mail brochures, vinyl banners, and more. They have everything that you can think of. Newhouse Printing is all about service. Their staff's available by phone, email, or in person. Call Newhouse for free consultation and estimates on your next printing project at 330-343-1242. That's Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So the Buckeye Career Center halftime report coming up momentarily as Cameron Barnes helped off the field. He's their starting right tackle. And that's a danger you face, Chuck, in these kinds of games. How long do you play the game of allowing your starters in when the game is no longer really in doubt?
Yeah, you got your second unit on your specialties and your wide receivers and your running backs and your quarterback, but there again he's in there with that first offensive unit. So yeah, you just never know when to take him out and what to do with him. So we're going to halftime here, Scott, and let's see what Tusky Valley can go in and regroup a little bit.
It is halftime with the Orrville Red Riders leading the Tusky Valley Trojans 49-0. We'll be back with the Buckeye Career Center halftime report in a moment. Stay with us right here on Big Time Sports.
We're back at halftime, and I'm Charlie Jones, and alongside me for a little halftime interview is the athletic director at Orrville High School, Mr. Kent Smith. Kent, nice night for a game. I think everybody in Orrville turned out for this one.
After the weather the last 2 weeks, this is sure welcome weather-wise, no doubt.
Walk me, if you would, quickly through your 9-2 season, okay? Because a lot of people out there watching this game don't know who you played and how you fared.
Well, our non-league is Northwest, out Canal Fulton, Dover, which you guys know well, and then we play Copley. So we have a good non-league schedule, and then the Ohio Cardinal Conference is pretty much Division I and II teams. So we think for Division IV school, we play a pretty competitive schedule.
What does it mean to the spirit of a high school? What does it mean to the kids at Orrville High School to make it to the playoffs? I'm not talking about just the players, but I'm talking about the other kids that aren't even on the team.
Well, at Orrville, this is our 19th year in the playoffs. There's only, I think, 5 or 6 schools in the state that have played more times, and so we're a little spoiled. But with this group here, I think our community is really excited about them. They've gotten better each week, and they've been real fun to watch.
What does it mean for you in your job capacity as athletic director? I imagine it means a little more work, a lot more hours, and all of a sudden people are coming out of the woodwork saying, hey, buddy, old friend, can I buy a ticket?
Well, it makes it fun. That's what it's all about. And the community's excited. I don't care about the work. That's not a big deal. But no, it's fun, and it's nice here. Great facility. This place seats 5,000, so we have no problem getting everybody in.
Have you taken the opportunity to perhaps look in your crystal ball and look down the road? Should you get out of here tonight, where might you end up next week?
Well, the favorite in Division IV is Youngstown Cardinal Mooney. If we win tonight, Mooney will probably win, and it would be a David versus Goliath type situation. I'm not sure where. Maybe Hoban, maybe back here.
Who do you think is more like Kirk Herbstreit, Bobby Goldring, or the mellow tones of Charlie Jones?
Oh, that's probably a combination of the two.
You didn't answer correctly, huh?
I'll have to go with you, Charlie, for that one.
Okay, we won't tell Go Figure, will we? All right, that's it with Kent Smith. Kent, thanks a lot. Hey, take care, buddy. Thanks for your time. Let's bring in now, okay, another icon of football, and with me now is assistant coach John Fankhauser of the Walsh University Cavaliers. And John, nice night for football, buddy.
It's a great night. What more could you ask in November?
Big one tomorrow. The Cavaliers versus the Pioneers. Kind of like a Dover-Philly game, McKinley-Massillon game, is it not?
Oh, it's exactly like that. Most of our kids have played with some of their kids in high school, and they live close to each other, and it's a little talking back and forth here and there, but it's definitely a big-time rivalry for us.
set the stage a little bit. Walsh comes in. I know I don't really follow you as close as I probably should. But yeah, I should. Yeah, but you're right up there. And Malone ain't too shabby either. What's it look like tomorrow?
Well, they've got a winning record going in. I believe they're 6-3 coming into the game, and we've been fortunate enough to win 9 games, and we've dropped one last week. So hopefully our kids are a little hungry and ready to go.
Anybody out here tonight you've seen play in this first half that you might like to have in a Walsh uniform next year?
Well, I've seen a couple guys that I'd like to have in a Walsh uniform. The problem is there's about 50 other guys here recruiting from other colleges that see those guys too. So we'll have to try to win that battle.
What are you going to see from Malone tomorrow? How are you going to beat the Malone Pioneers at Foster Stadium?
Well, the first thing is what we have to do is stop the run first. They have a good quarterback from Hoover that can throw the ball pretty well. We'll have to contain him, and if we can do that, we got a chance.
All right, Coach John Fankhauser, Walsh University. Thanks, buddy. Hey, we'll see you tomorrow at Foster Stadium.
Go Cavs.
All right, buddy, go Cavs. So there you have it. I'm Charlie Jones, and that'll be it for halftime. But let's go back now to our booth, to our good friends Chuck Rest and Scott Robinson.
All right, thank you very much, Charlie. Let's take a look at our Buckeye Career Center halftime statistics here. And Chuck, boy, not much positive news there for the Tusky Valley Trojans.
No, when Tusky Valley was on offense, Scott, it just seemed like they couldn't get anything going. 14 attempts rushing, 17 yards, 8-19 passing, 59 yards. But the key that's not even on the stats, the turnovers that Tusky Valley had, they had interception. Orrville had the 5 interception returns for 153 yards and a couple scores. So that's what made that one tough for them. Total 76 yards. Orrville pretty much had their way all evening so far. 19 attempts rushing, 198 yards. They only threw the ball. Simmons only threw the ball 7 times. Only had 2 completions for 37 yards, but a total of 235 yards. Key to them was no turnovers, and with Tusky Valley's 5 turnovers, it led to basically 49 points for the Red Riders of Orrville.
And that's the Buckeye Career Center halftime report. You can discover all of the possibilities and check out all the programs offered at www.buckeyecareercenter.org. As we get ready for the third quarter of action, Tusky Valley receiving. They'll bring the football back. It's Brandon Beitzel, and he'll be stopped at about the 18-yard line. So the Trojans will take it over, first down and 10. Probably a good likelihood, Chuck, we'll see a number of different players in there for Orrville here in the second half, as we had a chance to talk a little bit with their coaching staff who are on this particular side of the field. They indicated that they will not be playing many of their first-line players here in the second half.
No, and you know what? I don't blame Tusky Valley a bit if they come out with their starters and, try to put some points on the board and get some positive things for them.
To the outside is Spillman. On the run at the 30. Still on his feet. The 35 and out to about the 38-yard line. It'll be another first down for Tusky Valley. And, the stats don't really bear out the fact that the Trojans did put together a couple of drives, but they just ended unsuccessful.
Yeah, if you look at probably time of possession that first half, I'll bet you it might have been 3-1 Tusky Valley's favor. But, again, when you have 5 turnovers and Orrville capitalizes on each one of them, it made it tough for them.
The handoff this time to Mosley to the outside, and he'll be knocked out of bounds. And it should be good enough for another first down in Orrville Red Rider territory at the 49-yard line. So what, if you're Dale Martini, what do you tell your troops?
Well, at halftime you go in and you just be very positive with them. Those kids know what happened tonight's football game, and I think let's get back to it here after this run right here, Scott.
Spillman's got some running room, and he's a load to bring down when he gets to the far side, and actually that was a nice effort by Spillman, one of the more positive plays that Tusky Valley's had so far tonight.
Well, just like we were getting back to right there, Coach Martini's gone in, known him for a long while. He's going to be very positive with his troop. Let's face the fact that they, even with the turnovers tonight, Orrville's got a great football team, and right now with all that happened, Tusky Valley just got overmatched from the get-go. And the thing is, let's go out and play Tusky Valley football here the second half, put some points on the board, and be respectable.
Pat Kane at the quarterback spot. They'll hand off to Spoor around the left end, and he is taken down short of the first down. as the clock will continue to roll down under the 11-minute mark here in the third quarter. As Sam Miller on the stop for Orrville.
You know, a lot of times you go in and you talk to your kids and say, hey, look, let's go out and make it nothing this half and see what we can come up with. And no matter who Orrville puts on the field, let's just be positive with it and you know, come out with, like I said, 2 or 3 scores on the board and go home in the season.
The handoff to Spillman around the right end. He's going to have plenty of running room, and Tusky Valley is on the board with a 17-yard touchdown run. So Stephen Spillman puts the Trojans on the board for the first time.
Well, you can see right there, that was just a patented Tusky Valley wing T sweep right there. Spielman just got a head of steam going when he turned the ball upfield, was able to take it in the end zone for him. And there again, you know, as we talked, that's normal Tusky Valley football right there.
Devin Weekly on to try the extra point out of the hold of Pat Kane. So something positive finally happening for the Tusky Valley Trojans, and that extra point is blocked. 49-6, Tusky Valley trailing the Orrville Red Riders, and just when you think things are going well, Orrville comes in and makes an extra point block.
Yeah, but the thing about it is right there, I think, you know, Tusky Valley just took the football, moved it right down the field, and like you said, I think the beginning of the half here that Orrville's going to play most of their second-line kids the second half. You know, they only got about 40-some kids on the roster, and again, you know, you're going to come out of here with a win tonight, so let these younger kids get some playing time and everything, and make sure the big key, I think, Scott, is that you don't want any of your frontliners hurt.
That's the big thing, and you know, as you kind of look back across the season, the Trojans started 0-2. They could have folded the tents right at that point, but at Garraway, they started to see things turn around a little bit. They picked up the win out there, 28-21. They had that last-second pass to Devin Weekly, you know, that we had on Big Time Sports. Certainly, that was the beginning of the turnaround where they went on to win 4 straight games. They lost 2 then later on in the season, and they're on a 3-game winning streak coming into tonight's game.
Well, and you know, the thing about it was with them, they had some injuries at the beginning of the season, then their quarterback goes down in the middle of the season, so you never know what might have been if he wouldn't have got hurt.
Weekly chips it down the middle of the field, and it's mishandled, but it looks like Orrville got it back. And it'll be first down and 10 for the Red Riders.
I think that's something we can talk about here the second half with Tusky Valley in their program and the years that Dale Martini's been there and the success that he has brought to Tusky Valley football has just been, you know, it's really been a positive effect on not only the players there, and he turns out good kids all the time, is, you know, it's just a big thing for the community, and he just does a great job up there.
So the Red Riders with it, first down and 10. Tyler Bates remains at the controls for the Red Riders. This time the handoff straight ahead. And looks like McMorrow with the carry.
Yeah, you're going to be busy here this second half finding out all these new players in for Orrville. But, you know, like I said in the first half with Orrville's program, you know, and I'm sure we'll talk a little bit later on the stats that they have and things like that. But it just doesn't seem like that they, you know, do anything but reload each year.
They certainly have over the last few years. They've been in the playoffs now 3 straight years, and they have a long history of playoff action. As Bates this time will take it himself, and he gets hit hard short of the 40-yard line where it'll bring up third down.
You know, we're looking right now at Bates. Bates is only a sophomore, and, you know, he came in at the end of the first half and kind of guided him right down the field. You know, and got him in a situation to possibly take another one in and score if the time wouldn't run out. And they've got a couple running backs who are also young, too. So, you know, this is a good chance to see what Orrville might be like next year.
Third down and 3 from the 39-yard line. Out of the shotgun, Bates will take it himself. And he's going to try and lunge forward. It looked like, if you want to call a penalty there, you could have on Orrville's offense. Looked like that one of their receivers that may have turned upfield a little too quickly.
Yeah, I think he looked like he went in motion. But there again, you know, when you got a fishing aid and cruise that have been around, which most of these guys I'm sure probably have been around for a while. They're going to, look at the scoreboard, and if it's not something that really, you hate to say this, but really needs to be called, it's going to affect the ball game. Little things like that you might let go.
So Orrville will drop back to punt. And it'll be Brent Wernz that will kick it away. It's a nice high floater. Pins the Trojans against the sideline, and Orrville will down the football at about the 22-yard line, where Tusky Valley will have it, first down and 10. So we'll see what the Trojans have in mind here as they put a score on the board with the first drive out of the halftime locker room.
Well, like I say, you'd get Tusky Valley, and again, they've still got their first unit in there, and there's not a thing wrong with that being down 49-6. And let's see again that they can take the ball down, score again.
Out of the shotgun, Kane, the handoff, Spillman with some running room to the 30 and out to the 35-yard line. About a 13-yard gain by Steve Spielman, and he is starting to line himself up here for the potential Manor Restaurant MVP award.
He's carried him. He got him last week. He got, that was the thing about it was, in last week's win, he got that 99-yard pass return right that sealed the game for him, and he's just an excellent young man, an excellent football player.
The handoff straight ahead. Not much there for Mosley.
The thing you look at too, Scott, so far that, Tusky Valley's not throwing the football. They're just moving the ball down the field, running the ball, and I think that's a key to Coach Martini right there, saying, hey, we want to get out of here and try, like I say, get a couple, 3 scores on the board and make the score respectable, if nothing else. And
second down and 6 out of the shotgun. The handoff to Spillman. This time he's around left end. And he'll be short of the first down, but he might have picked up another 3. We'll call it third down and 3. So the Trojans effectively moving the football with the ground game.
And I think that's something, too, that Coach Martini will continue to do as long as Orrville will, put them in the position that they can run the football. I think he'll continue to put it on the ground because I know that's what his theory in football is.
Out of the I formation, Sporer in motion to the left side. They'll hand it off to Spillman. He'll have the first down. Some hard-fought yards out near the 49-yard line as the chains will be picked up and moved down the field. Orrville's bending, but not really breaking defensively. And Pat Kane has had a tough night. Had 5 interceptions there in the first half. And that's got to be a little difficult on your old psyche. The handoff to Spillman on the run around the right side. Cuts back to the middle of the field. He's going to have another first down at about the 39-yard line.
You always look at, like you said, he threw 5 interceptions, but, he really didn't throw any of those interceptions without the pressure that was put on by Orrville. They seemed like they had 1 or 2 people in his face all night long. So, a lot of those things, I think, with him being a senior and things, he was just trying to make something positive happen for his football team, and just turned out to be a negative thing for him tonight.
And really, when you look at Tusky Valley's roster, they really don't have a lot of seniors as well. 4 or 5 maybe at most.
Yeah, that's one thing Coach Martini said when we were walking over for him to get his interview tonight. He says, this is kind of icing on the cake for us this year because he says we got a lot of kids coming back next year. And like I said, I made a mistake there too with Kane. He is only a junior, so he will be back to lead the Trojans next year.
Second down and 10, no gain. With 6:09 and counting to go here in the third quarter. And Orrville on top of Tusky Valley, 49-6. The handoff inside. Spillman, plenty of running room. And he is going to have a 40-yard touchdown run. So Spillman takes it in as a 40-yard run, and all of a sudden Tusky Valley showing some life offensively.
Well, that's the thing right there. They just ran the wing back counter in through there with Spillman, and they kicked out the end and gave him a nice seam to run through. And like I said, he ran 40 yards in there for a touchdown.
So Weekly on to try another extra point for the Trojans. Good snap. This time the kick's a little higher, and this time it's good. So it's 49-13 with the Tusky Valley Trojans on the wrong end of that score to the Orrville Red Riders.
You know, we talked a little bit in the first half about when does Orrville take out their first unit and put in the second unit with the score what it is, and like we just said here a minute ago, you know, Tusky Valley might look at putting their second unit in here in a little bit, but like we said, if you go down through their roster and look at the starters for Tusky Valley, there's a lot of underclassmen that start for them. So a lot of times you look at that too, and people don't understand that why is the first team against the second team. But you know what? This first team at Tusky Valley with their underclassmen need to play a little bit, need to get a little confidence here.
So back deep for the Orrville Red Riders, it's Miller and also Tyler. Devin Weekly will kick it away for Tusky Valley here with 5:51 to go, third quarter. 49-13 the score. And Weekly will chip it again, a fair catch called for. This time by the Red Riders. It's Tyler Bates, the quarterback in there, and that's kind of unusual that unless that's the hands team they have out there to try and field that kickoff. But boy, he's the last person you want to get hurt, your second team quarterback. So 5:51 to go here in the third quarter. Orrville has another possession. We'll see how they opt to work it. First down and 10 from the 28. The handoff straight ahead, McMorrow. Some nifty moves will get him out to the 35-yard line.
Well, you look at the difference in their two running backs that Orrville puts on the field where, you know, the first teamer, boy, he's just a big horse and just, you know, runs right up in there and bulls people over. And then you bring a guy in like McMorrow here, just a nice shifty scat back, and he gets through the hole pretty quick.
So it'll be second down and 2 after the gain of 8. Out of the shotgun formation. Bates will get everybody set. Timing's off just a little bit. McMorrow went one way, headed back the other, and gets the first down at the 40-yard line. Quick feet by McMorrow as the Tusky Valley Trojans quickly get there, but not before the first down's picked up. So Orrville stays in their 4 wide-out set. McMorrow the setback behind Bates. And I think they're really just watching when the hand comes up for the 5 seconds till the play is got to be snapped. They're not in a big hurry. This time Bates will take it himself. Bates to the 45, maybe out to the 46-yard line. Nice carry by Bates.
It's a nice thing about Orrville right now, too, and knowing the score that it is. And even though Tusky Valley put 2 scores on the board here in the second half, they're still just trying to run the clock out also and give their second unit some ground time.
Second down and 4 after the gain of 6. Orrville in no hurry, as this really gives them maybe some experience for next year when they get into this situation. McMorrow kicks it to the outside, has the first down, keeps his feet moving before Spillman able to bring him down. And into Tusky Valley territory at the 43-yard line.
You know, you look at McMorrow here as a second back on Orrville's team, and I'll tell you what, he could start for a lot of high school football teams.
We also saw how Cortez McCrary was able to slice through Tusky Valley's defenders too. He really did a nice job in the first half.
Yes, he was. He did the job for him.
First down and 10. As Bates sets up right at the line of scrimmage. And the handoff. This time not much to gain there for the Red Riders, as the ball carrier is Adam Bowers. He had a touchdown earlier in the first half. Gets a short carry there, gain of 2, second down and 8. Third quarter rolling along, 2.5 minutes to play. Second down and 8 for the Red Riders, as they have not really looked to pass thus far. And this time, Bates looks to take it himself. Gets to the far side and then driven to the turf. Trojans doing a nice job shutting that play off. And therefore the Trojans, number 50, Justin Robb, making the stop. It'll be third down and 4. Got to figure the Red Riders will keep it on the ground. You know, it's nice. It's a classy move by the Red Riders not to put the ball in the air at this stage.
Yes, it is. And Tusky Valley, again, you know, they're just playing good, solid defense right now.
If you look at the season the Trojans had, the way they started out to be here in the Sweet 16, I think you'd have to say it's been a pretty darn good season for Tusky Valley. And they'll look back on it. They might be unhappy with this performance tonight, but I think they'll look back on it as a positive. As, you know, very few teams ever get to this level.
Exactly. I mean, people don't understand how, you know,
it's hard. It's tough.
It's very hard, and how many variables go into making, you know, the playoffs. I mean, you look at New Philadelphia this year, goes 8-2 and don't make the playoffs, and a lot of that reason had to do with, you know, their non-league schedule, who they played, and in the league, who won, who didn't win, and you know, it's sometimes to get to the next level, like you said.
Well, the Red Riders may take the delay of game penalty here, or they might opt to take a timeout. My guess is they'll just take the delay penalty and back it up 5 yards.
And like you said, this is a very classy move by the Orrville football coaching staff and players right here. That, you know, they put 49 points on the board in the first half, and they know right now that, you know, that's going to get them. That's going to get them out of here a win. Doesn't matter what the score ends up being. I don't think that. You know, they're just doing a nice fundamental football job here.
Well, right now, all you want to do is advance. You know, that's the big thing. You want to get to the next round.
Exactly, advance and don't get anybody hurt.
So the Red Riders are going to have a bad snap here. Lawrence will have to pick it up and is able to kick it away. He got drilled. They'll have a roughing the kicker penalty, and we'll have to see where that penalty gets marked off, but Tusky Valley did not get the football. They did get the punter, and wow, when it's going your way, it really goes your way.
It sure does. It just seems like that nothing goes. You know, and then people look at different rules and the way they look at things in college and the pros. If that ball's over your head or it takes a bounce back there, and you know, you're fair game with anybody. Where in high school, you know, that's the great thing about it, is the rules still protect the kids on the field a lot of times.
So that penalty will be marked off from the line of scrimmage, and that will be a first down for the Red Riders. Unfortunate, you know, the Tusky Valley was trying to make a hustle play there and just didn't get a piece of the football.
Right, they were going hard right there. They wanted to put pressure on. They saw that, you know, that the ball was snapped over the head, and of course, instinct gets you to go get it. And like you said, very unfortunate, because now Orrville's got good field position and another set of downs to play with.
So Orrville at the line of scrimmage. They'll have to snap it once here before the end of the quarter. And this time the handoff to Mario Wright. And that will end the third quarter, 49-13. Orrville still leading Tusky Valley. We'll take a timeout. Be back with more here on Big Time Sports. And we're back ready for fourth quarter action. Second down and 15 after the loss of 5 for the Red Riders. They're at the 29-yard line. Bates looks to pass, throws down the middle of the field, and it's going to be intercepted. Now there's a scramble for the football. Who's got it? And they're going to say it's a touchback. And Tusky Valley comes out of there with it. The ball will come out to the 20-yard line.
Well, that's a nice play by Tusky Valley right there. Get that interception, keep Orrville off the board here in the second half, and get Tusky Valley's offense back on and see if they can take the ball down the field for another score.
So the Trojans with the INT, and that sets them up at their own 20-yard line. 49-13. Tusky Valley with the football. And penalty flag down there. Is that play never really got off?
No, I think everybody on that one moved with the center, so that that kind of makes things not get going very quickly for them.
So legal procedure. The 5-yard penalty be first and 15. Hey, don't forget, let Mom relax this fall. Call the Manor Restaurant for delicious carryout. A big bucket of tasty chicken and fries are great to eat at any point and for any meal. Don't forget the Manor's open daily for lunch with a variety of soups and sandwiches. The Manor Restaurant on North Worcester Avenue in Strasburg. Call them today for delicious chicken and other carryout items at 878-9809. That's 330-878-9809. As the fumble and the Trojans recover it. As the snap a little high that time, Trojans still have it. It'll be second down, but they're going the wrong way. They're going backwards instead of forwards, and see what they can do here on second down. In motion is Doobie. The handoff to Spillman. Spillman out across the 10, out maybe to the 13-yard line for gain of a couple. And Spillman will make it, so now it's third down and 17.
Well, this is one of these situations here now, Scott, that you want to keep control of the football. You want to give your kids positive here. I would certainly think that they'd try to put the ball in the air a little bit here to get a first down. But I've been wrong before, too.
So here on third down, under center, Kane. They'll come inside, the handoff to Spillman. Spillman shakes and bakes out to the 30-yard line, and that's going to be very close to the first down. If they get a favorable spot, the chains will move, and they do.
Well, that was a nice call. That was a call that Spillman ran, Spillman ran 40 yards for a touchdown right there. So coaching staff over Tusky Valley must feel that that's open most any time. So, hey, any way to move those chains.
That's right. You know, they certainly have come out here in the second half and run some nice plays and got some points on the board. Certainly make the final score look a lot better than it did at halftime when it was 49-0. The handoff back inside, little counter action. As Orrville all over Jeremy Sporer with the carry.
What you can see right now with Tusky Valley, I mean, they're running the patented wing T offense right now, where you're going to run sweeps, you're going to run counters, and run some leads up in there with your fullback, and that's just Dale Martini from day one of football season.
Second down and 4 after the gain of 6. As Spillman's in motion, he'll get the carry this time. He'll cut it up across the 40, out to the 42, maybe the 43-yard line, and the chains will move again. So Tusky Valley building some offensive stats, and certainly they're able to, put some points on the board here with 13 in the second half, and if you look at it from that standpoint, they are winning the second half.
Sure, and that's what we talked about a little bit ago when you said what what do you tell your team right there? You come out and say it's nothing at halftime, and let's go see if we can win the second half.
Don't forget this game will be replayed Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock. Then on Saturday night, it's the Dover-Cambridge playoff action from Woody Hayes Quaker Stadium. The Trojans keep the football moving forward as the pile there at the bottom. It was Mosley on the carry.
Well, like we say, we know right now that, Orrville's going to get out of here with a big win. They're going to move on and everything. But I guess you look at it from Tusky Valley standpoint, what Spillman's done for your program, probably over his years that he's played. This is nice right here to be able to see him, gain positive yardage here. And
So Spillman, again, off right tackle. Out close to another first down. It'll bring up third down and short.
And Spillman comes out of here, like I said, with with a nice career for Tusky Valley, and it's something that he's going to look at. And again, he's coming back again next year, and that's what we talked about a little bit ago too. Is the returning letterman that Dale has coming back, and he's going to be pretty solid again next year. So.
Yeah, he's got he's certainly got great building blocks, more so than he had this year. And look where they got with this year's team. We'll move forward again, Spillman. Actually, that time might have been Mosley. As they carry it into the 44-yard line.
The thing about Tusky Valley, too, is, they got some nice-sized football players, for a Division IV football program, too, that's going to return for them. So, like you said, they got positive things coming back next year for them.
The Orrville Red Riders will play either Youngstown Cardinal Mooney or Perry from Lake County. And that should be a ball game that could be of great interest. As a matter of fact, it could be right back here at Lowell Kleinfelder Stadium in Canton.
Yeah, talking to the athletic director here at Canton Central, Dougie Miller, that's what he said, that this could be hosted again next week with Mooney and Orrville, and I think that'll be a heck of a football game.
So 2nd down and 4 after the gain of 6. Tusky Valley stays in the wing tee with Spillman in motion to the right. The handoff, Mosley. Mosley breaks a tackle, stutter steps, and then gets hit hard, but it might have been enough for a first down. They're going to say just short. It'll be 3rd down.
Like we talked there again, I kind of made a mistake there thinking that Spillman was a senior with him only being a junior. Well, Mosley's only a junior too. So, you got your all your specialties coming back next year, your running backs and your quarterbacks. So, like I said, that's going to be a positive thing to start out with when you see the season come ahead in August next year.
So they say it was enough for the first down. The handoff to Beitzel. He'll come around the left side, still on his feet. Down to the 20-yard line, and looks like penalty flag down.
Well, that was a little razzle-dazzle there by Dale Martini on that as they ran the double handoff coming back and tried to get Beitzel into the game there a little bit too, and I think we probably had a little hold there on a lineman downfield.
So the penalty will mark it back to the 41-yard line. And it'll be 1st and about 17. 5.5 minutes to go here in our ball game with the Orrville Red Riders beating the Tusky Valley Trojans 49-13 on the Groves Towing Service scoreboard. Wallace on the move. Justin Wallace has some ground over there. Got back the lost yardage, plus makes it a manageable 2nd down for the Trojans.
Well, the nice thing about Tusky Valley here this half that, they've run a lot of their wing tee running plays and have, gained very positive yardage on just about every play that they've had the second half.
It'll be 2nd down for the Trojans, as they have Had a tough go in the first half, but they have recovered nicely here in the second half. As the handoff to Mosley, and he is stuck with nowhere to go, and he is going to lose some ground back to the 34-yard line. So it's third down. So on third down and 9. It'll be another play here for Tusky Valley. Obviously, they'll go a couple of times here if they don't get it on third down. They have stuck exclusively to the run here in the second half. The handoff again to Wallace. Wallace down to the 31-yard line, maybe the 30. So it'll be fourth down. Had a long 6, so Tusky Valley will obviously go for it.
Well, they pick up a first down here. You know, they got an opportunity again to score and also, you know, run out the clock on the other hand, so it does give Orrville the ball back with too much time to go.
Kane will take it under center. Spoor in motion. Kane looks, has a man open out there, Gurgley, and then it's deflected and incomplete. So Orrville will take it over. Kind of a last gasp effort there for the Trojans, and you got to say, they played with a lot of heart, and they've never given up in this ball game.
No, they haven't. They played an excellent second half, and you know, brought them back to respectability, I guess, if you want to call it that, and you know, just hold them off the board, hold Orrville off the board right now, end up with a 49-13 ball game, and just look back and think that was just such a dismal first half that they had that you know, they weren't even in from the get-go, and you know, look at the positive things that you have, you know. First of all, what you did with your season, the ups and downs that you had throughout it, but the adversity you had, you hung with it, and you made the second round of the playoffs.
So on first down, a mishandle in the backfield by the Red Riders, but it doesn't impact them very much as D. Miller lost about 4 yards. Call it 5, second down and 15.
Well, right now, I see Coach Martini pretty much put all of his reserves in for the last part of the football game, just to give them some playoff experience also.
Yeah, it's a big thrill for these kids too. Not often do you make it this far, and you know, you can say 20 years from now, hey, I played in that Sweet 16 game at Canton's Kleinfelder Stadium. Second down for the Red Riders. They'll keep it on the ground. As that is Therigen Pittman. Clock rolling down to the 2-minute mark of the fourth quarter as this one nearing an end. And for the Trojans, it probably really can't end soon enough. It's been a difficult night for Dale Martini and his kids, but they've hung in there, and they can certainly look back on the season with pride. Third down and 5 for Orrville. As Bates remains at the quarterback spot. First down and more. Adam Bowers on the carry out to the 46-yard line, a gain of 11.
Well, I should certainly think right here that, you know, Orrville will just go ahead and run the clock out and get out of here, like you said, with their victory tonight, which was pretty much over at halftime.
They'll have to take a knee maybe a couple of times or a couple of running plays, and that should do it here. As the Trojans will see a fine season come to an end as they ran into a buzzsaw in the Orrville Red Riders here in our ball game. A handoff in the backfield to Pittman again. Lost some yardage, but really doesn't matter for the Red Riders.
No, I think they can, just like you said, take a knee here twice, and this game will be over.
thanks, too, to Dale Martini and his staff and for the cooperation they've shown to us this season. It's been a great season for big-time sports with football, and Dale's always been cooperative anytime we've asked for any information or starting lineups, and it certainly makes our job easier, too, so we appreciate that. Second down and 13. Bates to the far side, and he'll just flop down, and that'll be the last play of the ball game as the Orrville Red Riders will advance to the Elite Eight. The final score, 49-13, Orrville over Tusky Valley. We'll come back, wrap it up for you in a moment here on Big Time Sports. It's time now for the Edelweiss Tavern and Inn wrap-up show, and we are going to take a look at the statistics from our ball game, and as you can see, the yardage kind of came out even, but that was because of a big second half by the Trojans.
Well, Tusky Valley ended up 39 attempts, 238 yards, and like you said, most of that was in the second half. Passing was 8 of 20 for 59 yards, total 297 yards. But again, they only had, the 5 turnovers, which cost them basically the ball game because those all happened in the first half. Orrville come out and had 35 attempts rushing, 244 yards, 2 of 8 passing, which I think showed that Kyle Simmons, who didn't even play the second half for him, for 37 yards, that they didn't have to throw the ball, and 281 yards in total offense, 1 turnover in the second half. So, Scott, that pretty much, sums the game up, the 5 turnovers for Tusky Valley.
All right, that is the wrap-up show brought to you by the Edelweiss Tavern and Inn. Before or after the game, try the Edelweiss Tavern in downtown Sugar Creek. During the week, try their delicious lunch and dinner specials. And on Friday and Saturday, they feature Italian pasta and the very best steak and prime rib in the county. The Edelweiss Tavern in downtown Sugar Creek. We'll see you there. And the last thing we need to do tonight, name the Manor Restaurant MVP, and that's going to go to Tusky Valley's Stephen Spillman. He really came on in the second half and led a couple of touchdown drives there for the Trojans, and really was one of the few bright spots for Tusky Valley as he scored twice in the second half, one on a 17-yard run and another on a 40-yard scamper, both in the third quarter. So that is going to do it for this Division IV playoff football game as the Orrville Red Riders defeat the Tusky Valley Trojans by a 49-13 score. For Chuck Rest, I'm Scott Robinson saying so long, everybody.